Hello again, and we are back once more, learning a bit about our award winners for IAIA 24. And really, of all the awards out there, one of the awards that I'm most proud about, and I think we take most interest in, is the Outstanding Achievement Award for really those people who have donated so much of their time and volunteered so much of their activities to IAIA. And so today I'm really delighted to be joined by our 2024 winner, Luis Montañez, who I'm sure many of you already know, will have worked with, will have spoken with, would have seen. So it's a slightly different interview perhaps, but nonetheless, very important. So Luis, welcome. And maybe first off, you can just talk a little bit about, you've got a very, very long history with IAIA. What are some of the highlights that you would particularly point at, that you've particularly enjoyed or you would sort of single out?
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Gary, for this interview. I would say that I have very that I have worked with so many intelligent people in IAIA coming from different countries, ethnic origins, and ways of doing things. So I'm very pleased that I have worked with in parallel and with several presidents of IAIA in the past, with Ross Marshall and Charles Bingham, Sachihiko Harashina, and also Nick Taylor and Jonathan Alotte, Stephen Lindner, and recently with Sarah Price and Marla Orenstein and Ben Cave and many others inside this board groups. But I have learned a lot from them. I am very pleased. It has fulfilled my professional life, let's say, and that's networking at that level, but networking at many other levels is one of the biggest highlights of IAIA. And I participated in the first forum during first forum. Nowadays are very common in the in the conferences, in the international conference, but the first forum was in 2004 in Vancouver, and I participated in that forum. It was very, very interesting. And I also was the leader of the organizing committee of the IAIA 11 conference in Puebla, in Mexico. And although every conference is of a very high level, I still hear that some say, well, that was really a top with some others. So I'm very pleased to hear that from older members. And I have worked translating many of the papers published by IAIA into Spanish, and I have worked with them here in Mexico with courses and conferences, whatever, and I always put IAIA in front of my speeches. And I also participated in the first symposium. Nowadays, there are many, or at least one or two special symposium every year. But the first time we had a symposium besides the international conference, annual conference, was in Calgary in 2008, and I was there. And that was also a highlight in my life in IAIA. And I think that the relationship with IAIA staff has been really fantastic. I heard, as many others, that the basketball group of the USA was the dream team. No, the dream team, this staff.
Well, I can only agree on that one. But I mean, you mentioned a lot of the people, very senior, experienced people that you work with over the years. I mean, how have you seen maybe the industry itself? How has impact assessment changed and IAIA within that? You've seen a lot through those 20, 25 years. I mean, anything that you would particularly point to?
Yes, I think there are some issues that I would like to to point out. I think that the IA environmental impact assessment should be there as the main core, at the core of the issues regarding impact assessment. We have now health impact assessment and social impact assessment, and sustainability assessment, and strategic environmental assessment. But as many others have talked about in IA conferences, we should go back to basics. Environmental impact assessment should cover all these aspects and not being once again stratified or a silo, put in silos every other type of assessment. I think the systems thinking should be more brought up to the front line in order to understand the way the impact assessment should be followed and practiced. I think that public participation, at least in my country and many others here in Latin America, is still behind the level that is in other countries. You know, there are many indigenous people here, and so it's more difficult to talk with them because many of them don't speak Spanish either. So it's really a very interesting thing that should we go through and raise the level. The environmental impact assessment follow up is one issue that has been remained behind the other issues in environmental impact assessment. Although the first conference I went to was in 2002 in Den Haag in the Netherlands. I participated there as a learner in I think it were 2 or 3 sessions on follow up, and they were very, very, very good.
Yeah.
With Angus Morrison Saunders teaching and Jill Baker, and there, as you can see, there's a tendency to simplification of environmental impact assessment. In the last year, one of the issues of the IAPA journal touched
this issue.
Yes, and it's not. I don't see it as a good way to for the future. Simplification may just put environmental impact assessment aside or almost aside. So it shouldn't be so. And I know that technology like geographical information systems and computer modeling, all these things have helped do environmental impact assessment better. But I think that the main thing is how to do it right.
Judgments and experience. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, maybe. Well, one final thought is to obviously at the heart of IAIA is this volunteering ethos, and and this award really acknowledges and reflects that. I mean, maybe if you had a word to say to young professionals coming up, and the real benefits of being a volunteer and getting involved in the business of IAIA, what would you say are the real benefits of it that you've enjoyed?
Yes, well, first of all, I think that working with other people from so different origins and ways of thinking, you can work inside the groups, the technical sections of IAIA, with so many people and learn so much and get more information and make not only professional ties, but you can make friends for all your life. I have all life friends in many countries thanks to IAIA meetings. You usually, there's a lot of people who come to an association and think what this association can bring me, can give me. No, you should look the other way around. What can you do for the association in order to disseminate the better practices.
That is very well said, and I do like that sentiment, and maybe that's a pretty fitting way, I think, to say thank you very much for A, all your service, and B, a very richly deserved award. So I look forward to continuing those conversations outside of this, and thank you again, Luis Montañez, for telling us a little bit more about your experiences.
My experiences regarding
Everything. No, that is brilliant. We will call it a halt there, and I will see you in Dublin. All right. Many thanks.
Okay, good.
Okay, then. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.